Welcome to a new episode of Nintnir. Burn off the cold. It's really freezing, but my body knows it. He apparently already knows exactly what he needs. He can at least pretend to be in safari mode already. It seems I have not even aware of it. Motifs mode, reminiscent of Africa, the sun and vacation, tigers, lions, crocodiles, in the pan, and I'm already preparing myself with that. Well, the sun and warmth are still a ways off, so today I'll show you how to Rokizuki. These headbands are mode. They're suitable for both adults and children. I have various sizes for you, and there's a larger size for us too. And we can use up jersey fabric scraps or just any fabric scraps perfectly for this. Use stretchy fabrics, and you can also just quickly do this and give it to someone else when you quickly need a gift for someone. I hope you enjoy it. You can follow the instructions well and sew some cool headbands together. To sew this headband, you don't need much at all. We of course need a sewing machine and scissors, and it's brilliant or tape measure, optionally fabric weights if you want to secure it before running it through the sewing machine. Or even pins will do, or you could even use a fabric clip. Here's the thing. First, glue the edges together. It washes out, no problem at all. I'll happily link one for you below in the description. And if we want everything to look a bit tidier afterwards, a ball iron can help us with that. So, let's move on to the fabric size. I've cut out a piece of fabric here. Not for my sweetheart's head. She has a head circumference of 52 centimeters, and I measured it exactly 52 centimeters in width. If I want to do something for my head, like this one here, my head circumference is 57 centimeters, so I cut 57 centimeters wide. 2 centimeters will be deducted later for the seam allowance, but that fits great. This will make the headband a bit tighter and allow it to turn nicely. The head and ears swing in the calm. It kind of depends. If we're making the headband for a child, I'd choose a height between 16 and 18 centimeters. We fold the whole thing once and also take an inch of seam allowance each. That means if I have 18 centimeters here, minus 2 centimeters for seam allowance makes it 16, and then divided by 2. But since it's folded double, 8 centimeters, so an 8 centimeters wide headband over my niece's ears. With teenagers you can take a bit more, maybe around 20 centimeters. And with adults, 22 to 24 centimeters in height. I have 24 centimeters here and less seam allowance. Are those 11 centimeters now standing on the base?
That's true.
To find the maximum. So, if you prefer it a bit narrower, go with 22 centimeters in height. Enough talk. The next, or rather the first step, is that we lay our fabric right sides together. And yes, it can get a bit wavy sometimes. As I said, there's this cool fabric glue you could use here to prevent the fabrics from slipping. So carefully, and then it usually works too. It varies from jersey to jersey how much it rolls and distorts. I'll sew it all together now with a zigzag stitch and a seam allowance of about 1 centimeter. To sew, I use a jersey needle and will finish the whole thing at the beginning and at the end as well. Okay.
It took a short break.
Not cut, it's not as bad as it looks, but the cut I got this morning it just popped open again, so please don't be surprised why I suddenly have a bandage. If you noticed earlier that my Jervis fabric here didn't roll up at all, I want to say that's not magic. It's this glue stick I was talking about earlier. I ordered that one recently. I just had to try it. I applied it to one side of the fabric, stuck the other side on, and nothing rolls up. It was truly comfortable, Ines. The whole thing for sewing, and we turn our headband inside out. And can eat the whole thing respectively. Jürgen, this makes the forehead cloak look a bit neater, especially when we give it as a gift. It's really nice.
Subtitles by the Amador community.
Once everything is nice and flat, we can fold it twice now, and then sew it together. And for that, I make sure the seam lies downward. I find that the most beautiful when wearing it, and the motif fits well too. Now, we fold the whole thing vertically once, but don't worry, we'll unfold it afterwards. And please, tell me if I'm using these math terms incorrectly. So fold it once horizontally, once vertically in half. And now we have here essentially two loops twisted with the opening facing downwards. And so we can't fit them together well yet. That means we need to slip this top part again, like a tail cake. 1, 2, 3, ready, and it all works. So exactly. The openings. Take a look at it now. We do stack them by unfolding both a bit and can now do the one. It really doesn't matter whether I put this into that or that into this. I'll just put the left into the right, so I'm placing it here once. I make sure that the edges match up well here, that I'm pretty much in the center. They can hit it once and then here too. Maybe move a little further and now wrap it from this side too.
And just like that, I am...
To us, they embrace each other closely. With a seam allowance of again 1 centimeter and a zigzag stitch, I will now sew it all together once. Sew up. In doing so, I make sure not to start too late here, or execute too early, but to really have the full accumulation in, and then we meet again right away. Now we can unfold it all and make our seam disappear here, so just once. Take it apart, and if we've done everything right, then our seam is complete. Complete once consistently on the same side, and here we have our headband finished. We're done. I hope you enjoyed it, that you could follow the instructions. Feel free to leave me a comment. Know which materials you used, whether it worked for you, what you wish for in the future, and maybe just how you're doing. I'm always happy to hear from you, whether it's a like or a subscription.
What's up? And
yes, I guess now all I can do is wish you a lovely spring, and I hope you'll join us again next time. Bye!